start streaming. I'm gonna let this run for just a minute. That way we can get some people online.
Balls.
I'm gonna share the stream in a couple locations, and we will run our intro after we get a few people in here. So let's see.
I love people.
Post the stream here. Been live. And let me post it in my Discord also. I know we're late in the day, guys. We're always late. It's usually my fault.
Better us late than all our girlfriends. Am I right?
You got me there. Stream is live. Posted on the Discord, posted on the Telegram.
What's that black dick in your face?
That is my microphone.
Oh.
Yeah.
It'd be great if it was just a black dick.
That'd make it a little bit more confusing, wouldn't it?
Cover on a dick. It's great.
Okay,
Moving the stream over to Pornhub. Let's go.
All right, guys. So welcome to episode 7 of the podcast. It's still going. 7 episodes in, and we haven't collapsed yet.
Haven't picked a name.
Yeah.
Haven't picked a name.
Haven't picked a name either.
We're doomed.
So we have like a bunch of little random things we want to talk about here and there. So there's not a major big subject, but do have a bunch of little things. And oh, there's already a question. What's an upgrade from the THX00? Do you like the THX00? That's the question.
That's the question. Is like, it's what's an upgrade? But it has to sound the same? Because you could just make it sound entirely different, and I would consider that an upgrade. Because there's no sound stage on the X100s.
Right.
There's good imaging, there's good low end, but do you want to stay like that?
Drink a shot whenever he talks about HD650. Perfect. That'd be great.
We could talk about just literally the word upgrading. What the hell does that mean to most people?
Well, here's the thing. If you're going on the closed back dynamic path, there's Icon. If you're willing to go way up in price range.
See, but here's the thing. I don't think most people are actually like considering like, well, I'm going with closed back dynamic. They don't care. They just want better or newer or different, but they don't say that. They always just say upgrade.
Yeah. Hey, Ian, thank you for the support.
Well, I think that whatever the considerations are, it just depends on if you like it more. That's the end result. It's like, okay, maybe it has better bass or
that's great and fine if you're in a store and you're buying it yourself. But if you're asking me what you should consider an upgrade from this,
it's
if you're
nearly
not
impossible to answer.
Yeah, if you're not specifying this is what I have, this is what I like about it, and this is where I want to go, I can't help you. Which is why I try to do reviews as like I forget everything else I've done and talk about a headphone as if no other headphones exist, or at least reference other headphones only just in passing. Because it's just like every headphone deserves people. If I had access to every powered monitor, like I have this set of Fluid Audios here, which are like $1,100 pair of powered monitors, and they're the best I've ever heard. And people every time I have an unboxing out, it's coming out now, it's gonna be like, have you ever heard Prestonus? Have you heard of this? Have you tried these Atom Audios? And the thing is, no, I haven't tried any of those. This is the first one that's up this price range and this sort of quality. And I'm going to love it, and I'm going to tell people to buy it. If I had access for a week to every single powered monitor sold, I would end up just picking a favorite, and then why would I even talk about the rest of them? Because obviously this one's my favorite.
Here's another one.
I need that slow burn. Everyone needs that slow burn.
DT1990 or LCD2C. I personally like it's in a perfect world I'd have both, but I think the LCD2 is probably more for a relaxed listener. The DT1990 is someone
definitely what I want to. I want to sit down under a palm tree and listen to LCD2Cs.
I think DT1990 is like there. Detail in your face.
HD
1990s are there for like I want to master things.
Hey,
I know everything about
there's Metal. We haven't had him on here yet. When are we going to get Metal on here? I see him in the comments.
Goddamn Metal. Just invite him in Discord. The hell's he doing
Metal,
now?
you want to get in here? Do I have you added on Discord?
Get up
are you near a microphone?
Us, Metal.
Yeah, come on. Here, I'm going to add you to the call whenever you're ready. Do I have you as friends?
He's in the comments.
Keep in mind, DMS is going to sit there and fuck with your levels for about 35
I don't have you
minutes.
added as friends.
Well, he's not your friend. He's your enemy.
You're all my
Come
enemies.
on.
Man, that's kind of
You're all
That's
enemies
not how
to
it
me.
works.
No.
Telegram? Oh, man.
Yes, Telegram. Best
Well, I don't.
thing ever.
The call is set up in Discord, so I'd have to add you on Discord.
I kind of feel like a giant idiot because, like, I kind of came into all this not knowing what the fuck a Telegram was. And then
Well, I mean, you should have known what a telegram was because you've seen a Western.
There you go,
You know
Metal.
what I mean?
I mean,
I sent you a friend request on Discord. If you
You
accept
got
that, then I'll
tacos?
add you to
I'm
the
eating
stream.
Nachos, does that count? The
You're eating
javelin
nachos?
Cobrato? Yeah, dude.
I demand to hear your voice. Come on, get in here. They want you.
I found this awesome Mexican place right near my house. The food is perfect, but for whatever reason, it always tastes like shit cold. Can't figure out why.
I think that's a lot
well,
of
it's
food.
like McDonald's French fries.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. It's like it's a 10 out of 10 when it's hot, but then as soon as it gets cold,
It's just
like,
it's a
what the fuck
freshness
is
thing.
this?
It's literally deflates. The food has like air pockets in it because steam is holding it up, and then it cools, and that steam turns to little water droplets, and it just becomes a soggy, wet mess. And it's just never the same.
Okay, I kind of want to ask you guys, how do you think of the new Marvel movie is going to do?
Oh, that's
Which
tough.
one?
You know what?
Wait,
The other ones were
which
really
Marvel
well
movie?
done.
There's 700 Marvel movies all the time.
He's talking about Infinity War.
What's that? Yeah, Infinity
All right.
War.
I think I hate the fact that Josh Brolin is always. I'm so against straight up full time CG characters for like major characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish they just took Josh Brolin and just made him look bigger and slower, like they did with the wolves in Game of Thrones. Because I'm tired. It's like, ooh, I could watch a goddamn Disney movie that's fully animated and it'd be the same thing. It's
Well, I think,
Roger
like,
Rabbit all over again.
The Age of Ultron fell into that category with me. Like, I think it was an all right movie, but the character who they developed for Ultron was just so fucking boring and like.
I love James Spader. I love the voice. You know what I thought? Here's the thing. I make it a very, very strict point to not watch trailers to movies I'm going to see. I'm going to see whatever. I'm not going to watch the new Star Wars. I thought I was going to go see it until I heard all the travesty about it. And then I'm just like, but I hadn't watched trailer one. I don't go to movies often enough that I'm forced to watch them. So I'll skip them. So when I saw the teaser for Age of Ultron, I saw him come out as like the very first broken Tony Stark, like Iron Man suit, or the Patriot suit. And I thought that was going to be him the whole movie. But no, he turned into a giant metal thing with a mouth for no reason.
Side note.
Mouth? He's a fucking robot.
Side note, these are HG 650s. They're just painted. Also, it looks like metal's here. You made it. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Well, sorta. I mean, my power's actually out right now, so now I'm using the LTE over here.
Oh,
And-
nice.
nice.
Dimas, can you turn his levels up? Because he sounds like shit.
Yeah, I'll turn him up. Yeah,
We
it's
also are hearing a repeat. If you could put yourself in headphones, it might help a great deal.
that's true. There's a little bit of echo. So I guess you got a lot of snow up there. It snowed here today, but we didn't get much sticking.
Well, like I said, if I disappear, it's because my power went out. Because it's just, I'm looking out the window and there's a tree with 6 inches of snow on every little minute branch, and it's like, oh, that's got to be the power lines around here too.
You know what? Here, just to be kind of a teaser for everybody, I'm gonna swap out these 650s.
Oh yeah, be a tease, you bastard. Better than any strip than lap
He's
dance I've
bringing
ever
the
got.
Webster grills.
There we go. Yeah, pulling out the modded cans. No, these are almost done. I got to do a couple more things to them, and then I'm gonna post a video on how to make these. I'm really excited about that.
Oh my god, man, they're so bad.
I'm dead serious.
Oh,
Before we started this, I was talking to Z and I was like, I'm gonna bring these to your house, and you're gonna like them more than LCD2C. Just you wait.
You know what? I haven't even opened up the stream, so let me see.
Yeah, you should open the stream. There's all kinds of
Okay,
interesting comments in there.
I don't mean to be a dick, bro, but what the fuck are you wearing on your head? And I'm not talking about the headphones.
What? Oh, the thing to keep my hair out of my face?
Yeah.
It's the thing that keeps my hair out of my face.
Cut your hair short.
Look at this. If I take this thing,
Oh god.
it's just like this. If I don't, what is
They
that?
cut your fucking. I just buzzed my head
Yeah, no.
2 days.
Well, I
not
do
that
that on the sides, but I
stylish.
don't do it on the top.
You don't have the style required for that.
No, please don't.
God. Oh god.
You know what movie I just watched last night for the first time was
Gattaca.
Artificial Intelligence.
Wait, the one with the kid from fucking Star Wars? Haley Joe Osment or whatever the hell it was?
I don't know. It was
How
the
old a
weird
movie?
one. 90s probably.
Oh yeah, no.
I think was it James
No.
Cameron or Steven Spielberg? I think it was Spielberg.
Spielberg. It was Spielberg because it was
Yeah.
so fucking weird.
Dude, that was bad.
Oh, here, check this out.
Like,
He
I'm
says,
sorry if you like that movie, but
he says, hey Z, I'm doing that upgrade for the KSC75, attaching Bluetooth 5.0 to have wireless KSC75s. You want to talk about God tier audio right there? KSC75 in-game.
Dude, KSC75s are awesome. You're right.
I bet
right.
KSC75 would actually sound kind of badass on a balanced amp, because they have that kind of, that little bit of character that 600s and 650s have. You know what I'm talking about?
My only issue with the, I bought two more or three more like knockoff KSC 75s. They're actually all closed back, but they're all the same clip over the ear, just attached straight to your head.
What? Why would you buy a knockoff of a $12 headphone?
Well, I bought other $12 headphones that use a similar like clip onto your ear method, just to see if it's just the KSCs that are good, or maybe the fact that it's the way it's mounted to your ears. Who cares? It cost me like $30 to get like 3 pairs of other ones. Panasonic's, Philips, and another one that I don't recall. But I'm going to try them.
All right. Try. Just so the comments know, I'm not bullying DMS, okay? I'm trying to help.
No, I'm bullying DMS. DMS.
No, it's okay. I'm dead inside.
Go lay on the train tracks.
Oh, you got it.
When the train coming.
Existence is pain.
You guys just commit suicide. You know why?
I just want to die, Jerry.
Jerry. Me 6 I'm supposed to live this long.
Are we going to talk about how season 4 has been canceled of Rick and Morty?
What?
Yeah, do you not hear about that? Dan Harmon was basically like saying that he's too drunk and depressed, and he's not selling Rick and Morty to another.
I've never seen the show.
Well, you're a dumbass, and they would even Harmon wouldn't do that. Although he did have a falling out with his wife, like they separated.
Yeah, before the last season.
The end like thing that showed the Harmon credits is usually a couple sitting on a couch. In the last season, it's one guy laying on a couch and there's a bunch of garbage around. So it's a little bit like an in that. I don't know. I mean, look, it's happened before. Fucking things are top. Chappelle's show, Dave Chappelle, top of the fucking world. 3 seasons in, they offer him $50 million, and he goes, "Nope, I can't handle this," and he walks away. So, I mean, it's absolutely possible that that's what's going to happen. I mean, it shouldn't. It shouldn't, and I hope it doesn't.
Real quick thing, and then we'll get back to that. It says, hey guys, how can I bring the mid-range out of my THX00 as they're my in-game headphones, but the mid-range is kind of distant. Help me. Try the Otor pads.
Different pads is number one.
Yeah.
The problem with pads is I could probably set it up. Someone needs to make a box. I tried to do it with headphones, but it wasn't going to work. Where I just put a bunch of headphones that I didn't need anymore in a box, and then people made a list, and they wanted to get, this guy got it first, and once he was done, he mailed it to this other person. When that was done, he mailed it to this other person. So everyone could try different headphones, because that's really the only way you can get it around. You can probably do that with pads, where there's just like 25 different types of pad in a box, and you could just get the pad box, and then when you're done for 5-6 days, you just mail it to the next person that wants it.
Yeah, if you want to bring out mid-range, though, I really do say Otor pads. The perforated Otor pads are good. Also, Jeff, we do the podcast every Wednesday. We don't have a set time on Wednesdays, but we do post it and stream it every Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm usually live streaming, and I've put the podcast on my live stream before, but I never know that's going to end, so it's just sort of like Wednesday.
Yeah, just on Wednesdays we do it. I've kind of started doing it after Z's stream, so it's a little bit after he streams now, but it's just kind of just on Wednesday. Expect that whenever Z's stream is over with, we're going to start up a stream over here. These are the modded M1060C, yeah. Not the regular M1060, the closebacks that are no longer closed-back.
Unclosed back is what he calls them.
Unclosed back. Yeah, actually, Otor pads sound really good on these too. It's going to sound insane, but they measure like almost totally flat across the board when you put Otor pads on them.
That reminds me, when I talk to Zach, I have to say, hey, Zach, send me every one of your pads also, like a couple other ones. Because, I mean, I have my ZMF cowhides, but they're permanently on my M40Xs.
I have a box of stuff I need to mail both of you.
The fuck?
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
It's probably Anthrax. I'm not excited.
No, I have a box of things I need to mail to both of you. Actually, I should just talk to Zach and be like, hey, I'm just going to send these Otors to Z.
I mean, they've been on your head, and you had, like, full-blown gonna die sickness going on, so maybe not, but I mean, okay.
Yeah, that's the whole point, right? Just gotta, sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
I'm gonna review the modded.
Bathroom.
I'm not exactly gonna review these modded, but I am going to do a full video on how to mod them and talk about what it does and why I think it makes them amazing. So there's that.
How much better are they than the stock ones? Would you say, according to this?
Oh, I
comment?
like stock. So stock 1060C. I like the LCD 2C more as an open back headphone because it just is anyway. And modded, these are just like absolutely insane. I don't think they need mods to sound good, but I think that when I mod these, they go way above their price range in the most ridiculous way possible. Like it's stupid. I don't have any desire to have any LCDs now, and I have LCDs right there, and I don't have any desire to have them here because I have these.
There you go. Well, also you made those. There's a big. That's another thing. Like the DIY speakers and DIY subs. When you've actually put the effort into making something, that's when there's like this little bit of creeping like, ooh, I did this. It's obviously better. And even if you don't believe you think that, you'd believe that. I would, if this was the same, like if this modded pair of 1060s was the same price as LCD 2C, I would buy this.
Really?
Yeah, if I had to pick between both at the same price.
That's a big statement, man.
I just have to laugh. Okay, that's all.
It sounds insane. It really does sound insane. But
I didn't even get a chance to listen to that thing though.
You know, when I keep like I said, I told Z I'm going to bring these up there at some point. Whenever I bring them up there, maybe I'll find a way for you to be able to hear them also, because I'll be up in the Jersey area.
Oh, he's come over here before.
Yeah,
Metal's swung by.
Yeah, so we just gotta get
my headphones exceptionally loud.
I could just go to Z's and
talk about the new shit guys. What shit guys? Is this going on with shit audio?
Just the
new products that don't matter.
Yeah, though there's the Lear 3, which has come out. That's got a DAC in it now and all this other crap. It puts out like 6 watts. It's got a new architecture that they call coherence that brings Class A, B closer to Class A, they claim. And now there's multi-bit modules available for Lear and Jotunheim. It's pretty much the big thing. Is it going to be great? Who knows? I didn't really like the Modi multi-bit, and if it's the same kind of multi-bit technology they used in that, I'm not super stoked, but it could be good. I don't know, because this is in a slightly higher-end product. Lear 3, I wasn't a big fan of Lear before, but it does have really, really insane power output claims, and if it can do that for the price, that's not bad. And it has a DAC built in, so you're talking about a, like $500 DAC amp that can push 6 watts. That's a hybrid tube. Not bad.
Yeah. Can you skip the hybrid tube? Because I haven't really looked at it hard enough.
You can. Yeah, there's a pre-out, but I think you can also change the tube for a optional. Doesn't shit have those solid state tubes you can drop in? It's like
that would be interesting.
It's the shape of a tube, and you put it in the socket, and it basically it's not a tube. It's a solid state component that replaces a tube.
The list tubes.
Yeah, those things.
Solid state tube pair. Yeah, they're $100 for 2.
Yeah.
For 1 pair.
NFB11 or R2R for open modded 1060C. R2R11 probably.
It doesn't say that it'll fit the Lear 3.
Here's the thing. This is something I told everybody when I reviewed the R2R11. It's better than the NFB11 to the extent to where if you're going to buy something for the first time, buy the R2R11. But if you already have an NFB11, don't upgrade.
That's the thing. I had the NFB11 literally months before I had the R2R, and the company that sent me the R2R just said, "Yeah, keep it." So I have it here. And people ask me all the time, R2 or NFB, and I'm just like, they were both exceptional headphone amps, but I didn't have them next to each other. I couldn't go plug, 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 plug to hear a difference. I had to try to remember. And
hello,
it's just,
Nyla.
Huh?
I got a quick question. So,
hello.
In the other
say hi to Nyla.
I'm actually curious. Would you say from the show? Would you say I need the M1060C if I already have the N1060 revision 2? Because that's what I've got.
Different thing.
They're very different.
Completely different.
Modded the 1060C is better, but they are so different.
Are they worth the upgrade though?
If you really like the 1060, I wouldn't. Okay, so it's not like a massive upgrade. They are better, I think, than the original 1060, but it's more like if you like the 1060 and want something closed back, then get the 1060C. Nyla, you're walking on my keyboard.
You go on and on about the driver being like superior to the M1060.
It is. It doesn't ring, which is great.
Let me ask you this: is it does it sound like it's in the same line?
Yes. I mean, you could tell they're related, but it's like a significant, it's just like, it's a very refined version of the 1060.
Got it.
And it's a different sound signature. It's more mid-forward. So
mid-forward.
Yeah, well. But yeah, what was I saying? NFB11, R2R11. Yeah, it is $50 difference in sound. Legitimately, it's worth the extra $50. If you're going to buy something for the first time, you don't already have an NFB11, buy an R2R11. But if you already have an NFB11, don't worry about upgrading. You already got something great. So, yeah, if you're a first-time buyer.
The better question would be, okay, NFB11 or R2R versus NFB28. And I don't care about balance. And they'll be like, well, no, what about NFB29? Because literally in the manual, it's like, if you're going for unbalanced R2R20, the NFB29 is the way to go. I'm just like, oh, God. Silence.
Sorry, I was responding to a comment.
Silence.
I'm waiting on some pads to get here, and
really
USPS said it was going to get delivered today, but it didn't get delivered today.
Liars.
USPS has been testing me. I've got a lot of packages that haven't been delivered here. It's really weird. I think the mailman has got something out for me.
That's weird. Usually they're the ones.
By the way, to like
better.
totally. Oh, have you been talking metal? Because I cannot hear you at all.
I turned him up more. You gotta right click on his name and turn up his volume.
Okay. Let me see.
Should I be adjusted some more? I don't know. I'm just using my phone, so that's probably why.
Okay, it's a little better, but not a whole lot. But I can hear you now.
Yeah, you sound
Let's
like you're
see.
yelling through a sewer at us. It's great.
Anyone knows about new phones that will have DSD 32-bit 384K support? Well, here's the thing. Technically, any Android phone can, with the right app, because it's all about software decoding, but the DACs in phones usually aren't super great. The V30 had an amazing DAC, but, I mean, you can get third-party players that'll support those file formats. So that's what it really comes down to. Where am I from? I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, and now I live in Asheville, North Carolina. Woohoo. Grew up in Music City.
He's got.
Yeah, I don't sound very Southern. Sometimes I do, but it's not super often. I have to have somebody
talk like this, so I can't make it out.
I grew up on a farm without television. Okay, if I'm around someone else Southern, my accent comes out, but most of the time it's just this. But it is in there. It does come out, and it does get thick at times. It's crazy. You don't expect it. Let's see.
So did you have to work on your accent, or?
It's just after the more time I spent in a city and the more time I spent on the internet, the less prevalent it became. So it's just kind of an overtime thing. Where was I just read something? Go ahead.
Have you guys noticed that like cities are starting to develop similar accents? So like you go to New York, you go to Vancouver, you go to Los Angeles, like the general accent is starting to develop to be kind of similar.
I haven't noticed that too much. I do notice that across the board, I'm hearing less exaggerated draws in some areas, but I mean that's coming from the fact that I've had to do a ton of traveling both for work and for YouTube in the past like couple of years. But you go to some areas and it's like super, 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 super thick.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like the locals in New York talk a little bit more thick than here.
We need to stop saying thick. People are going to start screaming C's in the comments.
Thick with 3 C's.
Multiple C's.
Oh my God, I'm from Nashville too. Awesome. Yeah, Nashville was pretty sweet. I just lived there for way too long. Needed to change.
Where do you live?
Yeah, right. What's your address? What's the combination to your safety deposit box?
Guys, the other day I sent it to reply to him with the police station for Seattle.
Oh, these are my modded 1060Cs for those asking. World's first hybrid electrostatic IEM. Actually, there've already been I don't know about who made that. Yeah, there have already been electrostatic IEMs before, but integrated amplifier, I don't know about that. Yeah, Stax made one, Shores made them.
Yeah, but those are like specific with that you need an energizer. Most of these like hybrids. What was that name of that headphone that had a tiny little electrostatic panel in it, like a half inch by half inch, probably, and then the rest was dynamic.
Oh, did I tell you guys that my
that wasn't an IEM.
No, that was a full-size headphone.
Speaking of interesting in-ears, in-ear planars, my M300's just like cracked in two, and the driver just stopped working. So that's fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I tried to put it in my ear, and I twisted. Now, given mine were also pre-production models, so they were not anywhere near what the final build was supposed to be. But I put it in my ear, and I twisted to lock it in, and the outside just twisted off. And I was like,
"Oh shit!"
Great.
Fuck.
Yeah, So I gotta put I'm gonna put different drivers in them just for fun and make a modding video about taking an M300 waveguide and putting KSC 75 drivers in it because I'm a madman.
I'm pretty sure you won't be able to fit those.
Nope, I can do it. I've already tried it. I just have to find a way to actually hold it on there, but it does barely fit within the constraints of the waveguide.
Blue tack solves all my problems.
That's actually what I did. I used I used a type of blue tack that over time solidifies. It's absolutely beautiful.
Really?
What
What
is
is that
HD
called?
700s in there uncomfortable? What can you do?
How are HD 700s uncomfortable? Those are like the most comfortable headphones ever.
I'd like to point out I did not like the feeling of the HD 700s.
What is
Like,
wrong with them?
The top headband was too heavy.
800s, it's just like too big.
The HD800s hit me in the face in weird spots, and the 700s tried to do that, but smaller, and my ears just touched the inside, and it was like the more annoying than if it just touched my ear entirely.
Oh yes,
I did not
also,
like the HD700s.
I do have passive speaker reviews in the works. I really want to have more HD 700s here just so I can work on modding them more because I feel so much potential in those headphones, but there's just something wrong with them in the upper mids, and I want to fix them so bad. Ugh.
Wait, are we talking about 700s still?
Yes, I want some again, but it's just I can't justify the investment. Just because I want to tweak them, I want to make them good.
Well, they went down in price with the release of the 660s, I think.
Yeah, but here's the thing. HD 700s now. I'm going to go on eBay. HD 700 is... I'm going to go to buy it now, so that way I don't have to worry about weird auction prices. $359 for the HD 700.
Okay.
I don't think that's worth it.
$100 off Amazon.
Yeah,
No.
if they were like $250 to
They're
$300.
not really something
They're
that
never going to drop them that low because they put too much engineering into the actual headset and the accessories and the
But when they
HD 660 exists.
yeah, 660 is the HD 700 driver in an enclosure that makes sense.
Yeah, no, they're so good. I'm looking at them. They're on my door frame. I don't know why they're hanging there, but I can't put them anywhere else until I paint them.
But either way,
every Sennheiser variant Z at this point.
Maybe.
Here's the thing, though. There's some for $299. When I actually have disposable income, which probably won't be anytime soon, but eventually I'm gonna have HD 700s and I'm going to mod them. Honestly, long-term plans, I want to do more mods than I do reviews because mods are just fun.
For the DMS mod company.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. I think it'd be so much more fun to do mods than it would be to review everything. Imagine how cool it'd be to just, oh, you know what? This week we're gonna get $20 somethings off Amazon and we're going to try and turn them into something that's better sounding than that without spending that much money, you know? Can we make a $100 headphone without spending more than $50 or something crazy like that, you know? I think that'd be great.
Benchmark. You have to say, can you make this headphone sound as and then a specific thing as clear as a low end, as much width and detail, something specific. You're not going to, I hate when you just like sum it up.
This is an example.
All right, go ahead.
Well, these are DT240s. They're literally, the whole thing is made out of metal. And they're $100. And they feature like trickle-down technology from Bayer's Tesla drivers. And these are pretty kick-ass out of the box. They remind me a lot of those One Mores that you're in love with. But I think they could be even better if I modded them. So I'm like, I should make a modding video out of these. And just stuff like that, you know? Like, take something that's already decent and then try and make it even better. Or maybe sometimes, for just kicks, take something that sucks ass and then try and make it good.
I heard those 240s are supposed to be something like I would like. I don't know. Hopefully they don't have massive treble peaks anymore. If you like
the whole Harman curve thing, you'll like the DT240. I mean, don't expect too much because it's a $100 headphone, but it's like, I'd sure as hell take them over like M40 or... An M40 is not bad, but I'd definitely take them over M40, maybe over K553. You know, there's
has anybody even heard the 150 or 250? Because like those seem to be hard to come across.
No, I haven't.
It's like nobody's reviewed those, and everyone keeps saying they're like some of the best Bayers ever.
I need to check out the DT250. Bayer said that they would send me some.
I did the DT250s. They were good, but they hurt to wear.
Yeah,
they just hurt me to wear, and they were sharp.
Really,
the pads are not that deep.
Pretty good.
I'm trying to remember them because I did the HD25s and the DT250s at the same time because they were so similar.
Oh God, I cannot stand the 25s.
The 25 sounded amazing.
That's not me talking. That's metal talking.
The 25 sounded amazing, but they were too expensive and they hurt. So then I found those Superlux 652s that sounded 92% as good and didn't squeeze as hard, so you could just literally bend them because who gives a shit? And yeah, and they were just like, and look, you can put different pads in it, and they were like a tenth the price. It wasn't like they were like $25.
V6 stock box or something like that.
Well,
Sorry.
do you guys think?
What the hell is DMS? DMS, pay attention.
No, I
Podcast.
muted my mic on the podcast when I was talking.
Well, that's great for everyone else. She's like talking to his dog or his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I can't ever tell the difference. It's like, who's such a good girl? Who's a good girl? I'm like, who are you talking to?
Exactly.
All right. Anyway, where were we?
Well, here.
Cadence
Side
is
note,
out
there
of
was a comment I was going to read.
Supervoice.
What's your go-to dynamic head? We were talking about DT250s, DT240s, things like that. There's another comment here, though, that says, what is your go-to dynamic headphone? For me, HD650 or DT1990. Woo. Was that
That's
hard to
3
guess?
shots now. That's 3 or 4 shots.
Who's drunk yet?
I don't know. What about you guys?
Yeah, I would say K553 or probably like 650 if you want to have a dynamic close back in there too.
Like, I don't know anyone who dislikes the HD650. Just
I
saying.
don't dislike them, but I prefer the 600s personally.
Yeah,
That's fair.
a lot of
Yeah, I
people
mean,
say
well,
that,
between the
but
two, I don't know anyone who like specifically hates that line. Like, I don't like the 600/650/6XX. I don't know anybody who's like that.
Yeah.
No, you can't. I mean, you could use them improperly. You could try to game in like 600s and then be like, I don't like these, and that's not what they're for. And
Yeah.
I told you not to. So
Or you could like
that's the
try to
only way
listen
you
to
like.
bass music with 600s and be like, I don't like these 600s because they don't do, extra 10 decibels at 5 hertz.
Yeah, there's people who think that a good headphone is a good headphone for everything. And that can be the case, but not always.
Right.
Not always.
I mean, I still think, okay, so 650 is still my go-to middle ground because I don't think there's much out there that's as good of just like a mid-fi middle ground than 650.
Yeah. It's good
But
price range.
I want there to be, I don't know. I don't know. I'm ranting at this point, but it's that
It's a
at
fucking,
the summit would be
We are
perfect.
literally doing a podcast. Ranting is what keeps us going.
You're right. Go to planar. Here's the thing. Planars, oh man. Okay, give me a price range because that's
Yeah,
planars
that's
vary
tough.
a lot. I mean, if we're talking about
LCD-X.
yeah, LCD-X is pretty nice. That's I don't know. I'm not gonna go there because you're talking.
LCD4.
Yeah, right. LCD4s measure weird, man. Like it's like what is going on?
I can listen to the LCD4s and appreciate them for approximately 21 minutes. Then I gotta take them the fuck off because it hurts.
Yeah, they're
No,
really
you don't
heavy.
like the heavy stuff. Yeah.
Not the weight. It's nothing to do with the weight. It's got to do with the sound. You have a little skinny neck from Kentucky. I've got that man neck from Italy and New York.
Oh, he said
So it's just like,
less than 500 and limitless choices.
Oh.
ooh, of course. Well, no, that's not limitless choices if it's less than 500. I honestly like the advanced alphas a lot. The ones that I got, the ones that everyone shits on, the ones that show 12 plus decibels at 7,000 hertz.
Weren't those like $1,000 headphones or something?
They were $450 on Mass Drop.
Ah, okay.
They're hanging around on Amazon for like way too much money, and I'm like, when are they going to not be that weird price? And they're the lightest planar I think I've ever used, unless you can get gram counts on everything else. But they're like
Wait,
the
which
lightest. Advanced alphas.
I haven't heard those yet.
They were at Can Jam, and you should have heard them. They were there.
I really should
But
have.
Well, I have them here, and the point is, they're one of the nicest built. Everyone's like, oh, they just buy from an OEM in China and then resell it. Well, where the fuck is this OEM? Because holy shit,
They look hella nice.
they look hella nice. They feel hella nice. They had all the plastic coverings over it when I unboxed it. I had to peel everything off because it had no fingerprint. It was gorgeous. The pads that come with are nice. It comes with full protein leather, or there's a cloth, a semi-cloth with the perforations, which I
Have you
prefer.
seen these advanced GTRs?
Maybe? Are those the smaller ones?
Yeah, they're like slightly oval.
Yeah, they had those
Yeah.
there too, but I didn't play with them.
Side note, something odd I noticed recently, and this is just on the subject of planars. The old HE400s, the classic ones, cost more now than HE400i does. If you look at used ones on eBay, there's one set for $179 used, which is more than used HE400i. And then there's a brand new set for $760 for the old HE400.
Okay,
HE400s, HE500s, and I keep getting like trolled in my thing where they're like HE500s versus DT1990, and I'm like, that is not a question I should ask more than once. I've been asked it like every week for 3 months. It's great. But,
Did you ever answer them?
I did it first, and it's like, well, the 500s are more rare. You're gonna get better low end. It's more of a crazy like woo headphone that you want to own. Where the 1990s are just like
Godly.
a fucking solid headphone. Like everything about them is balanced, and you wear the right pads in them, the neutral pads, and just it's just they're just But the 500s are like Crazy Blood, fucking Pauly Shore's greatest movie. Go.
Right.
I didn't know what that means.
The 400s, the old 400s had character though. They had that old. They had a grit to them that's like, man, I want to listen to vinyl.
The old 400s were like big monsters. I remember those were the first planar I got.
Yeah,
Someone loaned them to me. They were blue. They were heavy. They were like womp 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 bass.
That was my first planar too.
I was disappointed when the 400, was it the I or the S, came out first.
I don't know, but still, that was my first
planar. The new
planar.
series came out. They changed the design of the headband, and I'm like, all right, I guess I could live with the design of the headband here. And then they changed the sound, and the sound was much more neutral, which I get. Like, I was a little upset by that because I liked the extremeness of the original Hi-Fi-Mans. That's why I ordered a set of the 4XXs, because maybe they're not extreme, but they got the old design, the old build. They feel like something I want to wear most of the time.
Yeah. I don't know, the 400, the original 400, the big blue ones, that was my first planar also. I don't like the comfort of them much, but there was something interesting about the sound of them. They were they had a lot of attack. And for that, I did like them. For that, they were fun. But I don't know if I'd ever get a set again unless it was just to have on the side for kicks. I couldn't daily drive them.
I need somebody to send me these things because I have no idea what the fuck you guys were talking about. I'm just sitting here
HE400s. My friend in Texas still uses them. He builds two. He's building a tube amp that he's going to run them on.
Jesus, what?
Planar, and you got to build something crazy.
Wait, planar on a tube amp? Don't do that.
You got to build a crazy tube amp. You got to build the right tube amp.
Yeah, because it has to be for low impedance, which is like really wonky on tubes.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why he's building one. He's going to build one that should be able to do anything. He's going to end up building me a tube amp at some point too. I even asked him and his friends who they run a makers consortium on Telegram. What it would be possible to build because I was running my living room on the shit. I'm blanking. What was the preamp that I reviewed?
I don't know.
Come on.
You've reviewed a lot of things, Z.
I've reviewed most recently the goddamn. What the hell's the name of the?
I'm gonna be fair. I don't watch a lot of your stuff.
It was the Vidar and the Freya. The shit Freya. So I was running tubes in my living room. And I could just tell you that it was like, whoa, there was just I don't want it all the time. But every once in a while, I would like to have that smoothness delivered to my music. Just like crushed off all those details just a little bit and make it sound a little wonky. That sounded great. But I mean, could I build that in a monoblock? I asked him, could I just have it for the signal? Because that's what a preamp was doing anyway. Could I just have a fixed level preamp that gets a voltage signal in and then puts the exact same voltage signal out, but with tube enhancements or tube degradation is really what you're asking for, what I'm asking for. Just so I could switch on a switch and have it either pass through or be tubed. Just tubed. And I'm like, he said, yeah, it's possible. And I'm like, how much? It's like, oh, I don't know, like $1,500. So it's like, because it's a lot of fucking, because to do what I want requires work. I hate that. Everything should be super easy and free.
Everything should be super easy and free, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, the thing about that is, no. Stacks.
Yeah, okay, so I don't know who popularized them, but I swear to God, Z, before I saw you do the review, I'd never heard of them before. And then all of a sudden, everybody and their mother was just talking about Stacks.
Z pretty much made them popular.
Stacks, bro. Hashtag
you
Stacks,
must
bro.
have. Because they're like, everyone's talking about. I don't know anybody.
I've known about them. I've known about Stacks for years, but it was always like that little niche market that you go to Japan and maybe you come back with a set of these electrostatic headphones, and it's just like, yeah. But then I put them on, and it's like, oh fuck, because here's the way this works usually with me. Someone loaned me a set, brand new. They ordered it and had it shipped to me, and I touch them and I play with them. And just like, I mean, the other things I did, that Studio 530s, and there's a couple other items where I'm like, you know what? I'm not sending these to you. These are here forever now. Do you want a set? I'll buy you a set and send them to you. And that's the way it worked with the stacks. The first day it was like, okay, these are nothing special. The second day, after, I don't know if you want to call it break-in or charge up, because the actual membrane needs to have a charge that it holds. But they sounded so good on the second day that I was just crapping my pants. Like I that was long enough ago that I hadn't heard like super high-end planars and things like that. But even now, having heard everything, I still turn to stacks.
For people on a timeline, this is when Z started wearing adult diapers.
So would you say, would you say that they're better than anything else that you've heard to date?
I mean, now I've been up the range. I've been up the range of stacks at this point, where the ones I got were the 207s, which I modified to have. I modified them to be not what they were.
Right.
I modified them to, there was, you're supposed to get a seal, and then the driver's going crunch, crunch, crunch. And when I broke the seal to keep him from crunching against my ears, I was like, whoa, the bass picked up. So I modified that, and the pad sucked, so I modified that, and I was stuck with it. Then I did the L300s, and then I think I had the L300s and L500s, and they were essentially the same headphone, or the same ear speaker. I got to make sure I stick to my guns. Which is just different padding, different thing. And then the L700s came around that it sounded so much different than the 300s or 500s that I was just like, all right, I'm owning these. And I've heard the 009s and 007s. I just finished the review of the 007s. And after like a long time of listening to those, I can respect how they sound, but it's not what I want in an electrostat. They sound like I could compete with like LCDXs and other actual just planar headphones, like really high-end ones. They sound like they're trying to compete with that sort of soundstage and level of detail. They're not, ear fucking your brain canal. Just, oh god, stacks, which is what the square box ones do.
One of the most, it said, what's one of the most affordable amps for HT6XX besides shit stuff? You could get a little Dot Mark II. It's a tube amp that would work pretty well with 6XX.
You know what I ran my 6XXs off from the day I got them until I did the review? The FIO Q1 in balance mode.
That's interesting.
I had a 2.5 millimeter cable, and I had a 2.5 millimeter cable built for my 600s, and I just used that with the little Q1, and I never wanted for more. It's the weird, because they're so efficient. I'd throw the bass boost on, and it would actually distort the amp at that point because I was pushing it so hard. But you leave the bass boost off, I was just happy as a pig in shit with my little $100 amp in balance mode, using its internal DAC, running 660s.
There's a guy online selling T50 RP Mark IIIs with Shure pads for $200. Why? Don't think it works like that. Sorry, I was just browsing the Head5 for sale forums because you see some really weird stuff on there sometimes.
T50 RPs and Shores?
Yeah, T50 RPs with Shure pads. A guy tried to sell for $200.
Yeah, T50s are 160, and the Shure pads are like, what are they, 40?
Yeah, but they're used. When anything's used, it immediately drops in value.
Not necessarily.
Is he trying to sell it for more?
Yeah, he was trying to sell, sell it for $200, and that's like, I don't know. I mean, T50s, yeah, you can get T50 RPs for
just because somebody doesn't know.
T50 RP is $130, brand new.
Where?
Oh no, sorry. No, wait, that's certified. That's certified refurb, yeah. But still, I mean, if you buy used T50s with pads on them, you should probably spend like $120. Because if a headphone isn't rare, then it should resell for about half of what you paid for it. Generally,
trying to hawk them off as being modded and custom made or whatever, but
yeah, it's just the thing is
sick of T50 RP mods. I don't know if it's just me, but damn.
It'd be interesting to see more mods out there, more things, more types of mods other than just T50s.
Good mods. I haven't come across very many. Some people got close, like Argon, but I haven't heard anything like amazingly good until it gets to like the Ori or Omni or whatever he's called.
Yeah, the Oris. Those are pretty far up there too in price. They're certainly not cheap.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I need to check those out sometime. I feel like it'd be interesting to see more good dynamic mods too. Because if it's not the creatives, I don't see many mods out there besides that.
So speaking of Fostex and planars and electrostatics, do you think that planars are going to take over dynamic drivers eventually?
I don't know about that. See, the thing is planars.
I hope not.
Planars have their limitations. The best driver I've ever heard. I think the best driver I've heard, we're not talking E-stats, but if I'm talking between dynamic and planar, the best driver I've heard is a Bayer Tesla driver. I think that the kind of technology they use in that's the future of dynamic drivers, in my opinion. If people can start developing similar technologies and tuning it their own way, that's fine. But I think that making drivers that have that strong of a magnetic field and can produce such an incredibly fast response, I definitely think that's the future of headphones in general. So there's that. Those Tesla drivers are something else.
Yeah, but you also have to consider that, like, for how much time has gone into developing dynamic drivers. And I know that planars have been around for a while too, but they don't have nearly the amount of audience that dynamic drivers have and all the research that go into dynamic drivers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if, like, 20, 30 years down the line, if we're going to start to see pretty much everything shift over to these more complicated, higher actual frequency range drivers. But it's also possible that dynamic drivers are able to elevate just as much and stay ahead of the curve. But I'm seeing lots of companies go into the planar magnetic, especially the audiophile companies are starting to transition into planar magnetics, you know?
Planars also, they have a higher inconsistency rate generally. Like even companies that are pretty much making some of the best planars you can get, like Odyssey, they're not very consistent. A lot of people have dead-on arrival units. A lot of people have units with channel imbalance or even frequency response imbalance from unit to unit.
Well, think about what you're doing. You're trying to get a membrane and you're trying to put wires on it and stretch it and hold it tight enough, but not tighter than the other side, but not looser than the other side. And it's, oh my God.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Logistically, it's a fucking nightmare.
Mm-hmm. So I think advanced dynamics are going to be the future. But I don't know about planar. Planars definitely have a big place in audio, but I think that dynamics are going to be more of a leading edge, in my personal opinion. So maybe larger dynamics. I think we'll start seeing larger dynamics.
They'll always be cheaper. You're never going to see a $30 pair of headphones that's a planar until very far in the future, and when neodymium can be like manufactured fake. So right now, all the magnets are what cost the money in those.
Well, the biggest limitation for dynamics is their size, because if you have a very large dynamic driver, the materials are not rigid enough, and so there is distortion across the face of the driver. I think that as materials become lighter and more rigid, and as magnets become stronger, or as we're able to put stronger magnets in headphones, I think that it's going to allow for larger dynamic drivers. And if you can start making dynamic drivers that are significantly larger, then you're going to defeat the entire need for planar altogether with something that is going to be consistent to manufacture and more reliable overall.
I mean, I know there's only one set, and I've already sucked their dick so hard on this podcast that I'm sure you could all taste it by now. But the One More's triple driver, the Tridents with the ceramic piezo, I think that in a more, like, it's great. It literally is great. And I said it in the review, which isn't released yet, but I would love to see, I was just looking at my headphones on the wall going, I love all these headphones. Now, what would this headphone, Ether C Flows, sound like if just for shits and giggles you threw a ceramic driver in the front of it also? Just to give those highs a little bit more sparkle, a little bit more clarity. And there's not a single headphone that I wouldn't want that in, except for maybe the 2000Xs. Because those things do highs automatically amazing.
Yeah, but I mean, different driver technologies are coming.
I think multiple drivers, as long as you are really good at it, could add something. And I'm not talking about putting two 20mm drivers in one side. I'm talking about putting a full-size 50 or 55.
Like a little baby.
And then like something that I don't even know how big it is, but it can't be bigger than a 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch. What's in there right now? There's just not enough space for it.
Yeah, just like an in-ear.
Get it where it's positioned in the front, how it's through the perforated part of the pad. It's perfectly aligned to just go.
You know, one thing I was looking at, I Googled PS Audio loudspeaker, and I don't know if it's an actual legitimate design that they're developing, but it was listed as like a new Arnie Nudell speaker. And they have a ribbon tweeter that's actually pointed out the back. And they have an array on the front, but there's one in the back, and I think it's for like, you know, adding to that room acoustics to give it like that live feel, because I think that's what PS Audio is trying to go for, according to Paul McGowan. But I wonder if they could do something similar in a pair of headphones, to where it's not directed towards your ear, instead it's directed towards the cup, so they're using the acoustics of the cup to benefit.
Well, what was the name of those headphones that everyone was looked at for like 20 minutes, and they were designed for surround sound gaming, and it was basically, they didn't have a driver in the center, they had like 7 drivers around the circumference of it.
I think that was like a Razer headphone, right?
No, that was a Kickstarter headphone. That I was waiting. Someone was like, "Are you going to join this?" And I'm like, "No, I'm going to wait until someone offers it to me." And no one offered it to me. And I don't know if anyone was sold.
Side
It
thing, by
was
the
an
way.
interesting.
Razer headphone that had something similar. Like, it literally had a bunch of drivers in it. They just stuck like 5 or 6 drivers.
Yeah, I've seen those. I've seen like, oh, we got 5.1 surround sound. It's like we got multiple drivers. Now this one had no center driver and just a ring of very small drivers. And I thought that might have worked if they all were synced up to play exactly at the same time. And then you could just, you know, bias it forward, backwards, up, and down. And then because it had a giant acoustic chamber, like the actual rear ear set was a big hollow space. So you could use that to amplify the sound if you did it right. I don't know if it ever came out or anything happened with it.
So
side note, I did look at the specs for the Z1R, the Sony Z1R, because I was curious about this, and I remembered dynamic drivers that have significant improvements as far as total breakup goes. Like, these don't distort too much across the face of the driver, and this is a 70 millimeter driver. That's a dynamic.
Wait, what are you talking about?
On the previous subject, we were talking about dynamics. Larger dynamics with less face distortion is becoming more popular as materials are changing, and the Z1R is a great example of that.
Mm-hmm.
Or
all the new Sonys are 70 millimeter.
Yeah, 70 millimeter is insane.
Headphones that have speakers or a speaker-like driver in them.
I mean, everything dynamic is a speaker-like driver.
Right.
Yeah,
But like with materials like carbon fiber surface plates and things like that.
It's just too heavy.
Yeah, I'm figuring it is. But you know how like he considers Stax ear speakers for whatever the fuck reason?
Because that's what's written on the box. Literally, I didn't invent that.
I think that's probably just a
marketing gimmick.
I would say a translation error.
Well, yeah, no, they're literally just a different type of like planar. It's just a different way to move a membrane back and forth. Either you're moving it with a magnet and a cone, or you're moving it with strips of wire and magnets on either side, or you're moving it with electrostatic energy. The whole point is to move air. Sound doesn't get made without moving air, unless you're doing those bone conducting headphones, which people tell me to review those. DMS, have you? Metal, have you? Has anybody here, Josh, anybody use any bone conducting headphones and have any words on them?
I have not used them yet. People have asked me to, but I just haven't.
I've used them.
Yeah, people have asked me to, and I just haven't. So, Josh, take it away.
Shit. So, they're pretty flat, not in frequency response, just sound signature. Like, they don't go too far up in the highs. They don't really go low. It was more irritating for me because it was actually like, you can feel it vibrating, or at least the pair that I was wearing. Let me see if I can find the pair that I was wearing.
Do they, how soundstage? That's what I'm curious about.
Not great. It sounds like it sounds like a tube that is playing through like further into your ear than already in your monitor.
That's a little bit uncomfortable.
It doesn't sound natural. Fuck, what?
You know what's odd? Right, the headphones, one of the things that I've tried that has incredible soundstage is actually my custom in-ears. And that's so strange because they go so freaking deep in your ear. But the soundstage on them is great.
You know what it probably sounds like? So, Z, you know that those speakers that you reviewed they were just like a carbon fiber plate
Oh yeah,
that
yeah,
vibrated
yeah.
from the bass?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
The way you explain that is exactly the way that these sounded like. It was just
Well, that's what it is. It just shook your brain instead of like air around your brain. Well, the air around your ears, which then connect to your brain.
I think that
Skull Candy
sounds
Crusher was
probably.
funny, though.
Say again.
I was just gonna say that Skull Candy like Crusher or whatever.
Oh, the Skull Crushers. Those are ridiculous. You know, I actually years and years ago I had the first generation of those things. And this is back when I didn't really care as much. I'm talking about like in like middle school. I didn't really care too much about high-end audio back then and stuff like that. And even then I was like, wow, these are garbage. So
Yeah.
that was coming from the kid who used like
my cousin let me borrow a cassette of Skull Candies. I don't know what they were, but I remember putting those things in my ears, and those things vibrated like a motherfucker. They didn't sound terrible, but it was like they were just throwing little weights around in my ears.
Yeah, they have vibrators,
like,
literal vibrators in the headphones.
Oh, do they? Is that what it is?
Yeah, there's a vibrating motor.
I think Tyler just.
I mean, I think kids might be listening to this podcast. We have to lower our talk about the vibrators.
It's a vibrating motor in your headphones that only does one frequency.
Yeah, but it was good tactile feedback.
Huh.
It just makes them vibrate at like, what is it, like 60 hertz or something like that? Something dumb. And it adds like an extra 20 decibels of 60 hertz, and that's all you get.
And that's all it does, just that. Oh my god.
That would explain it, because like that bass is just way over the top.
That bass is thick with like 10 Cs.
Oh yeah, I remember it wasn't even bass. It was just weird ear vibrations. Which, do you want to talk? I know no one here has heard the neurophones but me, right?
I haven't.
No, I haven't heard.
The little ear intruders?
Yeah, the little ear intruders, which is exactly what they are. It's the most strangely sexual feeling ever, putting on the neurophones.
How do they sound?
Well, I went through the whole process. I got the app on my phone. I hooked them up Bluetooth, which is how they're supposed to be played. Because I bought 3 wires. I came with 1 wire, and I bought the other 2 so I could try it on my phone, with my phone acting as just a source, and then the DAC amp in the unit. And then I bought the 3.5mm adapter so that it would just, I guess it would take the analog and then convert it and then use analog to power it. And you run through the whole process. It listens to your head. It's a little weird for me. I have a weird head, which is awesome. But I try to get the way it was describing how to place it. It took a long time for me to like get it down and in to get those things to make a perfect seal, because I wanted a perfect seal before the calibration. Because the whole gimmick with those neurophones is okay. We're gonna listen to your ear, and we're gonna figure out what you can hear, and then adjust it so you could hear it. And sure enough, it ran through for 60 seconds. It started mapping my hearing, and I'm just like, well, how is it know what I'm actually hearing and not just bullshit? But anyway, it finishes, and the app tells you, okay, it's done. Everything you hear in this will now be mapped to your hearing, or you could hit this button to shut off our custom mapping. And I'll tell you this, I paid $400 for them, and they sound $400 good playing music back. They sound like any good set of Bluetooth headphones. Like maybe
are they
even
comfortable though?
They are relatively comfortable. It's kind of strange having silicone. Like, first of all, licking your ears. Things inside your ears. Just things inside your ears. Just it's inside your ears.
I feel like after a while that would like rub your ears raw. I'm gonna grab something real quick. I can still hear you guys.
Okay. It doesn't. It never hurt because they're big enough and soft enough, and they actually give. When you put them on, they'll actually push in like up to like 3/4 of an inch or an inch, and so they never actually hurt. But the gimmick and the thing I'm going to freak out about on the review is on the app you could shut off that calibration so you could hear the music you're listening to with or without that mod. And when you shut off the mod, when you hit the button, it gets so bad that it can't possibly be. It just can't. It can't possibly be. So I think what it's doing, and there's no way to really prove this without ripping them apart and reprogramming them. I think what it's doing is it's saying like, well, listen to it with the modifications. Now listen to it without the modifications. It's like you test drove a car And when you got out to try it without the modifications, they flattened 3 tires and put fucking 81 octane gas in it. It's like, oh, this is terrible. It sounds way worse than it should with those modifications off. And it sounds great. Honestly, sounds pretty damn great. Low end, clarity, imaging, all better than I would have imagined. I thought I was going to throw away $400. I just don't know if the actual ear tuning is what did it. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have my friend, who has much smaller, weirder ears, go through the process, and then I'm going to put them back on me and see if it sounds different. Because that's the only way to know what it's doing. I mean, I could put them on the cat and see what it does. Also, it's very strange. There's no buttons. There's just the left and right. You just like put your palm against it, and you could assign those to actions. But like, it's very strange. It's like volume up or down or pause or next track, but there's only 2 buttons. There's no power button. It literally, you take it off and it just falls asleep. And when you open them up and put them on your ears, it wakes up. And there's no LED indicator to say if it's powered on or not. So it's very futuristic and strange. But at least they sound good. At least they sound good.
I feel like if I was running with those and they were like bouncing up and down in my ears, that silicone would just rub and rub and rub.
Do not run with those. That would be the worst idea.
But that's like one of the benefits of Bluetooth headphones is that they're portable, so you can like wear them while walking around.
No, they're good for you, like not have wires caught up in you.
So you don't want to use them while like doing a heavy stride walking through a city or anything.
I mean, I haven't tried it yet, but I probably wouldn't recommend. They're not terribly uncomfortable. They're just, I think things would slide and move, and there are more secure headphones.
That's fair
for the purpose.
So it plays, if I'm not mistaken, you have the in-ear part. Is that the same driver as the driver that's in the actual ear cup, or is it separate?
Here's the thing. I've tried to analyze where the sound's coming from, but as soon as I take them off my head, it like auto lowers itself, and I have to like fake that I'm wearing them and that they're on, or else it just freaks out. It just freaks out. So it's very strange. It's very, very like, it's going to take some time, and I have no idea how I'm going to do the sound demo for those, because well, I don't even know if it's going to register as a human being is wearing them and turn them on.
Yeah.
So I just.
Oh, here's what you do. You just get some steaks. You put some steaks in your. You take some ground beef and put it inside your microphones.
I got some hamburgers. I'll defrost the frozen hamburger patties. I'll just pop 2 holes, shove my Rode microphones through it.
Or you could just take a big solid, like a London broil, while it's a solid piece, and just put your microphone through it like that, and put the headphones on.
I could find a dog with a head similar to mine that's going to be put down, and then just ask for the head.
This is getting really dark. Let's at least stick to animals that we'd eat.
I need a dog. No, I wouldn't eat dog. I need
horse. I've etten rattlesnake, ostrich.
Honestly, someone in your chat, DMS, posted a GIF of a turtle eating a goddamn like red pepper. Like a spicy red pepper, like it, and it like ran away. It was like freaked out, and I'm like, that's messed up. You know, I don't like to see animals in any sort of uncomfortable condition. And then the next guy commented, well, they're going to eat it. It's in a kitchen. And I realized, oh shit, I don't want to eat turtle. Turtles are cute.
Yeah.
I mean, chickens, fuck those guys.
I've had cow tongue. It's fucking.
And pigs, you dirty pigs. I'll shoot them in the back of the head and eat a pig all day. And cows, if you told me I couldn't have a steak unless I walked over there and butchered that cow myself, give me the goddamn knife.
Yeah.
And a hammer. Totally. But turtles, like, they're little cute things, man. Look at them. Look at them, man. Little turtle thing. Feed them pepper.
Turtles are great unless they latch onto you and never let go.
Depends on which party they latch onto.
It's crazy.
The big turtles will rip your hands off. Like, you literally lose finger. I've seen pictures of people with like, oh, he's only got 3 fingers on his hand, and it's the pinky, the ring, and the thumb. And the rest are gone.
Yeah, dude. A turtle, that'll latch onto you, and whatever it latches onto, it's gone. They'll never let go, man. They'll spend hours trying to get them off, and by then, whatever hope you had of reconnecting anything that's there, gone. Turtles are brutal.
I mean, I'd like to fight a turtle to the death, barehanded, just to see, just once to say I have. Not a bear, a turtle.
This fidget spinner, by the way, just like it resonates at the same frequency apparently as everyone's tinnitus.
Oh God, I own some fidget spinners. I've shown them on stream, but I bought ones that were like all brass gears. Like, I'm a gearhead, and like I just love gears and mechanical things.
I'm sorry.
And I bought them because
that everybody
I just wanted to
does steroids. It's on the gear.
There was a
just
store
like
in my
brass
old
gears.
town that had fidget spinners for sale, like metal fidget spinners, and you could just go in and buy. They just had tons of different ones. I got a cube. I got both of these.
Oh,
I got a bunch
God.
of other little ones, and they're just like, it's so cool. I love them. They're just so.
Fidget spinners
I
on
sit here and I'm
headphones.
talking about stuff, and usually I just have them like whatever, but it's.
Oh, you
Yeah.
got 2? What the fuck?
No, I have like 6 fidget spinners. I love them.
Oh my god, man! I don't even own one. Please.
I've got 3, but literally every one of them is filled with brass gears and costs like $40.
You know what's hella
I'm like,
funny
these
about
are
that Z?
really nice, and I like to just see how the mechanisms work.
Whatever brand that was, the shipping company that I used to work for lost a box full of them. There was like 200 or 300 fidget spinners in them, and they were the silver ones with the brass colored gears, and then there was also black with brass. And we passed them around the office and sent them to all the warehouses and shit. But those were the exact ones that you were looking at.
The
not
fidget
the same
spinners, what I
brand,
got for
but-
Christmas.
What? By who?
Oh,
You need
God.
that person
My
out of your
family.
life.
My family gave me a fidget spinner for Christmas. It
They
was
just
actually a really
told you
cool
what-
one. It's like the
They
most.
literally just said, "Hey, you seem like you're autistic a little bit."
No,
so
it was.
here."
Well, yeah, no shit. Of course I am. It's
You need to focus on this mindless activity.
it's the most balanced fidget spinner I've ever felt, and I don't know where it is. It's somewhere in my drawers over there, and I don't.
I
know
got
where to find it.
invited to review a $50 fidget spinner that claimed like to be the most balanced, and I looked at it and I went, I could never bring this out on a video and be like I'd like to spin it and see if it goes for 6 minutes, but I just can't. I
I
had
will
to draw
literally
the
review
line.
fidget spinners if that doesn't exist. Does this exist? I'm gonna look it up right now.
Oh yeah.
Of course it
I'm
exists.
sure it exists.
There's
man.
entire. I guarantee you.
There's people who
you search.
review tech
There's
decks, dude.
minimum of 5 channels that just review fidget spinners that have more subscribers than you do. Putting
Can
money
I
on
capture
it right
my
now, folks.
display?
Fidget spinner review. Ooh, you got Ricky Berwick. If you've never heard of him, look him up.
I'm trying to
Here it
capture my
comes.
display.
What's a display?
Channel. Here we go.
Oh,
Fidget
God.
style 440.
There we go.
Bin
Here.
space 6,404. Fidget Haven reviews.
Fidget
Fidget
spinner
Haven.
review. Oh wow.
How many
Here we are
subs?
trying to make an
How
honestly.
many subs? How many subs?
Oh, this video
What?
has 951,000 views. Let's click on this guy's channel and see how many subs he has.
Oh my fuck.
More than anything I've ever done.
This guy
Go
has
to
about
the-
the same number of subscribers as me.
Go to
8,263.
the
I got him
Ricky
beat by a little
Berwick
bit.
one.
It's all fidget spinner reviews. How long has he been doing this? What if this guy
Oh,
beat the
man.
trend and he's been doing it for like a year? Okay, no. He started exactly a year ago. Like on this month, a year ago.
What do
He
you
reviewed a
say
USB
after, like,
thing for a Switch, and then it's just fidget spinners forever. And it looks
after,
like he posts
the
some,
first
like-
500 rotations of that thing. What do you say? Like, yep, still feels smooth.
All right.
Still smooth.
I'm gonna look on Social Blade at
Still
this guy's
smooth.
channel. Because he hasn't posted in 3 months. I wonder if he used to have more subs.
This is what we do now, people. This is what this is for.
Yeah, he's been losing subs. Oh, wow. He used to, yeah.
Did he have a lot?
Well, I don't know where his peak of his subs were. I'll go to here, detailed statistics.
Oh, he's barely losing subs though.
Oh, yeah, no, he's, okay. Yeah, he's just starting to lose it. At the peak, he had like 8.3K. But he was at one time getting like 200 and something subs a day. And
Oh,
getting
fucking
his
shit.
peak of daily views is 153,000 views a day. Why would
Okay,
you
this is
ever
actually
stop
an
doing
interesting
YouTube if you
question.
made that many views at once?
That-
Mhm.
Well, because the trend stops. He'd have to move on to another trend.
No, the trend never ends. I still
No.
use a fidget spinner.
You're not convincing anyone to do anything.
No, honestly,
you're
though,
right.
like following trends like the fidget spinners or like 10 years ago, the fucking tech decks, that could have been the
Tech decks. Oh my god.
like those were the
Hogs.
biggest entrepreneur opportunities right there. In the right in front
Actually,
of
I know
everybody's
people
face,
who are
yeah.
like just that's all they ever did is they watched people who did tech deck tricks on YouTube. Like, oh man, what a life.
Fucking ridiculous.
No, actually, one of my buddies got into that and actually did like a bunch of crazy cool tricks, and I was like, that's so lame. And then he did like some crazy stuff, and I was like, wait, that's actually kind of cool. What?
Yeah, sex toy reviewers should have more views. You're actually not wrong. I feel like that could actually be like a huge market.
That's true. Probably does have
Sorry
a
for
huge
typing
market.
on this without muting it, but it's like I need to type like 4 words.
There you go, Z. You just review which. You should add that on your channel. Which sex toys goes best with which headphones?
Oh yeah, no, I would. I mean, April 1st is coming, and my 100,000 mark is coming, and I was thinking about it. Just destroy my channel.
Just like have
how many people I can have leave.
Just do an April
Fool's joke. See if I can
joke.
Celebrate my 100,000 subscribers by ending up with like 84,000 subscribers.
Just go super clickbait and make a video saying you're burning your stacks or something at 100,000 subs. Go full out serial on it.
Go serial on it. Oh, that's the.
Like he could be that guy who's like finally starting to make it, and then you're just all like, all right, fuck you. I'm off to the next thing. Done with this shit. I've always had the greatest admiration for those people.
I mean, I don't know. The audio is the thing is about now that there's more audio reviewers out there, because before it was like there wasn't that many of us, and now it's growing and everybody's getting more views, everybody's getting more subs. Audio is a growing community now, which is a good thing. The more of us there are, the more people will be coming into this hobby.
I think Z had a big part in it. Honestly, I was actually, you know why I found Z's channel? It's because of the stupid audio demos where you put the headphones on the heads. And I was like, oh shit, this is really cool.
I discovered him. Well, okay, the first time I knew about Z was when I met him in New York last year. And the first thing I ever saw of him was, I was like, okay, well, I'll see what he thinks about these headphones, since they were the first planars I ever got. It was actually the 400s. But yeah, I didn't know about your channel until like a year ago. And then I didn't know about everybody else until a while after that. I was like, I thought I was the only one.
Haha. Yeah, I remember. You know what? I don't remember anything. I don't know.
You had 20,000 subs then. That was a year ago.
No way.
Yeah. About 20,000 subs in February of last year.
I remember way before that. I remember when like you had the 280 review or something.
280 review was like the one I owned. I own the 280s, and that's when I could only review things I had. Hold on, let me see. Where's the timeline? There's got to be a timeline. Total views, total subs. No, that's monthly subs. I need to see the entire thing. How do I make this go?
I'll pull up your stats.
I've got you all beat, man. I have 858 subscribers right now.
Total subs.
Wow.
All right.
You guys are bitches. Get on my level.
Today is March last year. March 14th, I had 56,000 subs.
So let's see. What is it? February of 17. Okay, you had 36,000 in February. Oh wow, you lost 1,000 subs 1 month.
You're seeing something wrong. No.
No, from January 2017 to February, you went from 37,000 to 36,000.
I literally have a perfectly.
Oh no, I'm an idiot.
Raise.
I'm an idiot. That's views per day.
You are, yeah. I know.
Daily.
I'm telling
where is it?
You're an idiot, but in the nicest
Total
way possible.
Subs. Here we go.
You know, I've been on a linear curve.
Okay, so maybe I discovered your channel before that.
Literally, 2016 in March, I had 20,000 subs.
You know, this means that in a year you've gone up almost
ago.
50,000 subs.
I've doubled. Yeah, I doubled. I double every year.
Now look at the very bottom. Look at around the October of 2015 area. See how you just spike up right there? Like that's where it really starts to like lift.
That's when they hit 10,000.
Yeah, that's when you hit 10,000. You hit 10,000 on 10:30, and right around there, that's when it just really starts picking up.
You know where I noticed it the most is Doug DeMuro, who I like. I like Doug. People are annoyed by him, but he knows a little bit less about cars than he should. But he's got passion and he's excited. And that's what I am. I have passion. I'm excited about headphones. And it doesn't matter if I know every little detail about how they work, or just be excited about headphones. They're fun. Cars are fun. Everything's fun.
Doug is awesome because he finds the tiny details that makes every car have some kind of personality, even if it's like a fucking box on wheels.
Yeah, the fact that you can't get to the filler cap and stuff like that. But when he hit 1 million subs like 2 months ago, he's now at 1.4 million. He's got way more people watching and subbing to him than there was 100 million. So I'm interested to see what happens at 100,000.
Most of the time, it's like an exponential growth.
Yeah, it's exponential at every interval of 10.
Until about like 5 million.
It's at 100, 1,000. What is it? 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, and 1,000,000 is when you get your each of your bumps.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think I have what it takes as far as content to hit 1,000,000 ever.
It's possible.
I think you do. I think that's wrong. I think you do.
No, I don't think anyone. I don't think there's ever going to be that many people that give a shit about speakers and headphones and decks. I'd have to change my format up entirely. Well, I think I'm going to hit 100,000. That's going to be the last time I bump anything on YouTube.
Let's test this real quick.
I don't think so, because so check this out. You've been on it for like 5 years, right?
Forever.
Let's just say
April
you
2015 or March, or the hell was the beginning?
No, it was 4 years. We looked it up once, didn't we?
Oh, you know what?
Actually, 2015 is when this claims to. Today's date, 2015, I had 3,800 subscribers.
You know, there might not be enough.
On for a couple months before that.
I'm seeing this. There might not be enough people in audio for 1,000,000 subs, because even Linus Tech Tips review of the HD6XX only got 589,000 views in a year.
But that's for one specific headphone.
That's like one of the most popular headphones, period, though.
Those headphones were
I'm telling you, I don't think there's what it takes. I don't think there's enough people to do giving a shit about what we do to gain anyone 1,000,000 subs. Linus Tech Tips does computer stuff, and he does this, and he does stupid earrings, which I know DMS is trying to bite off that with stupid earrings, but it's just, it doesn't exist. It doesn't happen. Well, so I'm going to claim my end game. If I could hit 250,000 ever, I'd be the happiest as a clam. Happy as a fucking clam.
Actually, Unbox Therapy has a video talking about the HD6XX, and that one does have 1.4 million views.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's because he's Unbox Therapy.
Thanks, Ken.
That has nothing to do with headphones.
That's true.
I'm sure if you look at his videos, he's got a video about unboxing a goddamn remote control garbage can that's got the same amount.
He does have a video about EL8s that has a crap ton of views.
And another thing, the people who are actually interested in how the EL8s sound are not going to Unbox Therapy at all for it.
Let's see.
No, I think I'd be lucky to hit. If I could hit 250,000 before the YouTube career just fades out, I'd be happy.
Someone wants to know how we all started.
Why don't you change up what you're doing so that you're bringing in a bigger audience? That's what I'm trying to do.
Here we go.
The less focused you are on something, the worse you are at it. I do not want to be a Swiss Army knife where I talk about everything, especially things that don't interest me. Yeah,
Unbox Therapy has.
It's like, no.
Check this out. The Fostex XOOs 856K, Orpheus 2.5 million, of course. HD800 2.5 million, EL8's 1.3 million, iSign 2 million.
All right, stop looking at headphones. Start looking at bullshit that should have no views, and tell me how views that has.
All right.
What is his lowest views?
So
what
I saw this
lowest viewed videos? Because
even
will
though
tell you the actual thing.
Well, okay, let's put it this way. Even like his other videos have about that many views, yeah. But some of those have like the ones about HD800s and the ones about the iSign have more views than the ones he's talking about, like iPhone X stuff and the Galaxy S9 stuff. So the Aura phones have the same number of views as the iSign.
Yeah, I can't.
Actually, a lot of his headphone videos have more views than some of his other stuff. Now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, like he talks about the PXC 550, the Pixel Buds, the 820. 10,000
views. 11,000.
He put it, the title of the HD820 video is the best headphones money can buy. Instantly lost all respect, if I had any.
Wait, what was?
Unbox Therapy. He did a video about the HD820, and it literally is just titled "The Best Headphones Money Can Buy."
Okay, well that dude is sponsored up the ass by Sennheiser.
I think he just gets free stuff.
Anybody. He's sponsored. You cannot get Unbox Therapy to open a box for less than 10 grand.
Jeez.
That's how it is. I've heard that's how it is.
Oh my god! Wow.
Oh, you kidding me? You kind of budget? Oh, how many views is he going to give you? He's going to put 300,000 eyes on your product? Yeah,
actually, that's the thing, is he'll give almost anything a good review, though. He reviewed some $20 headphones that I ordered to see if they were any decent and made a video about it, and they were the absolute
he's getting
garbage.
Paid to open boxes. He shouldn't even have an opinion. He's just being paid to open boxes.
No, some of those, like, he will, like, shill the crap out of them. He shilled the crap out of these $20 headphones, saying these are as good as $300 headphones, and I listened to him and I was like, why do these exist?
Have you not looked up the Vetters, the speakers I reviewed? The ones that I sent to someone to have them destroyed?
No.
That they were like $350 on a goddamn Indiegogo, and I'm just, these are the worst things. And I watched 3 or 4 reviews, every one of them. Oh my god, these are so clear. Oh my god, they're looking at like who? How much did they offer you? Because they didn't offer me jack shit. They just said, hey, you want to review it? Yeah, we'll send you a pair for free. Okay, great. Oh, they suck dick. Like the hardest, the worst speakers, the worst sound device I've ever heard. Stop it. But everyone else is like, and they're bigger YouTubers. They're you know, who's the guy that does the cell phones with the cat?
What?
The black guy with the cat that does cell phones. I forget his name.
Is it Average Consumer?
No, hold on.
Does he have a cat?
Flossie Carter?
Flossie Carter. Thank you. Yo, this is Flossie Carter. I got the speakers. They're great. And he just went on and on and on about it. And then he plays them. He plays them on his table there through whatever microphone he's recording in. And you can just hear how bad they are. And the YouTube comment, one of the YouTube comments with like 170 of us is, these sound so bad even through YouTube. Like people weren't falling for it. But he still said it. It was just like, look, I watched him unbox my phone and he talked about my phone. I love how people can tell you how a phone is in like 12 seconds when holding it. Meanwhile, I've used it for months. I can tell you all the little intricacies of how bad it is. But I mean, that was like, okay, Flossie, I don't care how nice your cat is. You know, Xerxes here. But I've watched his videos before, and that one I watched and I went, okay, either they're paying him because he has a certain amount. Like if I had 100,000 subscribers, I wonder if people are going to actually, I've been offered money, like how much does he charge to do a review? And I'm like, I don't charge anything. I just, either you leave it here or you take it back. There's no, I don't want to be paid to do the review. But I wonder if when I hit 100,000, if that's going to be more and more common. If I could just start demanding money.
Well, here's the thing. Like, you can still be honest about it. Just because you're accepting money, as long as you tell your audience that, hey, look, I accepted money from this. And I mean, you have a very like non-bullshit style of review. So when you're like, hey, I accepted money for this, but they still suck dick, like you're going to get a lot of respect for saying something like that. And so when you are like, hey, I got paid for this, but they're really
I would still feel weird. I would still feel weird if it like, I would have to lose all like YouTube advertised revenue before I started something like that, because the Patreon holds me up and the Amazon links hold me up. So I don't really need to start taking a few $100. I don't know what they'd offer. I don't even know how that would work, what the scale would be.
Probably depends on the product and then stuff like that.
Like when we talked about the that foam company that DMS and I were offered, hey, review our foam.
Oh, that was some bullshit.
The terms of that was just like, all right, we're going to send you the foam. After you get it, you have 1 week to publish the video. And then you have to say other YouTubers should use this foam. And then, like, you're not giving me A, enough foam to do a proper setup. You're not giving me B, enough time to test with this foam. And C, I don't know if it's fucking good. You can't tell me that if I accept this, I have to give it a good review.
Yeah.
That's not how reviews work. You be a good company, and you send it to me, and you wait your turn, and maybe you'll get something good. It's foam. I know how much it costs you to make.
Well,
Nothing.
This is just it's an advertisement issue that plagues every industry. It's going to plague the audio industry. It plagues the gaming industry. Like, it's just a thing. What you could look at doing, though, is setting up advertisements, like actual like ads within your videos. I've noticed a lot of people are doing them for like mobile games where like, hey, this game is whatever, but they get paid a fuck ton of money for them.
Dude, I got offered to like advertise games. Like, what part of my channel screams I want to review a mobile game?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the deal. So let's say you don't like it, right? You can still say, hey, go check out this game. You know, it's free for like the first 30 days. If you don't like it after that, you don't have to buy it. You can just delete it, whatever. There's no downside to that. Because they go play a game. If they don't like it, they fucking say, fuck off, whatever, I don't like it. If they do like it, they find a game that they like. If they decide to pay for it, they can pay for it. And you get paid, and the company ends up usually getting paid through people who already like their product. So it's like a no lose situation for everybody. The company gets what they want, you get what you want, which is, you know, money. And then a consumer gets the choice of you know, going and downloading a product. Because if somebody offers a mobile game to me, I don't have a single mobile game on my phone. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, so, no, I don't care. I don't do mobile games.
Here's another side thing.
Like, we're gonna give you $500 to advertise this. I'll be like, sure, somebody's gonna like it.
Here's a comment. Hi-fi reviewers don't know jack about music anyway. You probably get better listening ears by actually making music and understanding the process. I disagree with that because I think that there are plenty of other reviewers that know what they're talking about. And I mean, that said, I don't know if you know, but I owned a studio for a long time and spent years of my life as a sound engineer. And I think that yes, I mean, that does influence my experience to an extent, but I think that anyone else is certainly valid for having their own opinions, regardless of their background experience. If you can hear, you can hear.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, high fidelity, whatever the fuck. It's like there's a whole lot of nuances. One person could care for mixing, another person could care for only listening, another person could care for analyzing or recommending or for reviews or just for themselves. Like, there's a whole bunch of reasons to listen to music or sound, and hi-fi covers hi-fi and being a quote-unquote audiophile. The definitions of both those things are incredibly broad.
Yeah, I mean, I used to own the domain puresimulation.com, and I was going to do it for sim racing because I mean, there's only 5 senses as far as we know, and you don't really need to taste things with sim racing, and you don't really need to smell things with sim racing, but you certainly need to touch, see, and fucking hear. So, I mean, hearing is like, if you could lose your sense of touch, your sense of smell, your sense of taste, your sense of sight, your sense of hearing, I guarantee you sight and hearing are the last ones to go. So it's important. We do this a lot. We listen to things all the time.
Hold on.
I'm going to punch you in the face. I hate that ringtone. What are you, 80?
I want to put in 2 cents here. I think that people... Shut up, Google Home. I think that people don't... people put in too much into, like, oh, you got to use the right music or something to test headphones. And really, there's too much of a circle of confusion, which is actually another interesting topic in itself, going into that. But I think it's more important that you're just familiar with decent tracks.
Yeah.
When it comes to that. One of the things that I've been working on doing is making Google playlists for people and going over them on a YouTube video, being like, this is a playlist for vocals or bass or whatever it is, and I play this song on a particular part, and I'm like, this is what I am listening to within this song, and I test headphones, being like, okay, the first 15 seconds, there's somebody taking a breath in the background, and I want to try and hear that, or I want to hear like the resonance of the room when the drums kick in or something like that.
Being intimately familiar with the details and what you're looking for on each track is really what test playlist is all about. And, I think any really, really good audiophile can probably pick that up once you listen to something, 100 times.
I mean, honestly, I had the thoughts when I was doing my sound demos. When I started doing them, I was like, you know what I should do? I should sit down with the audio editing program, and I should take 20 seconds of every song that has that moment. There's always that one thing you try to hear in a song, and I should just combine it into like a 5-minute track. One 5-minute track, 25 different samples of music, and just once I listen to that once, I can listen to it over and over again. I'd realize that would drive me insane, and I'd be sterile at the end of it, though. Because that's like, it is brilliant, but it's like you just couldn't. If a computer was analyzing it, fine, but I could not. I tried it. I tried it for a while.
Sick of that. My God, yeah.
Well, there's a few different ways. Like I've talked to a couple people who really like to quote unquote live with a device, so they don't analyze the same songs. They sit down, they listen to their speakers in their front room or whatever, and they just live with them for a week. They just use them for a week, and they're not really paying attention, and at the end of it, they're like, okay, do I like these, or am I like, damn, I feel like there's something missing. And there's no wrong way to do it. There's just individuals' ways of...
Really, when it comes down to it, we're just sharing our opinions. We're just normal people who are sharing our opinions on things from the perspective of someone who's using it.
Maybe you're normal.
Okay, well, none of us are normal, but no one's normal. But I'm saying we are consumers who are using products and giving our opinions on them.
Hey, everybody, I hit 25 million total views on my channel. Woot!
Nice.
Congratulations.
I also wonder about like people's actual the properties of their actual ears. So like, let's say like Z, like you're the biggest of us, but what if you're hearing shitty and you just have no clue?
You just call me fat.
What?
That was really good.
Shit. All right, so go on.
All right,
Ask
Josh
the
has kicked
question.
off the podcast.
So like same thing with like any of the viewers and myself. It's like, what if we just have no idea that our hearing is shitty? Like my
Well,
frequency
that's another thing. It's not only that. Get this: when I've reviewed like the Sennheiser 380 Pros,
Mhm.
I had to review them twice because the first pair I got, I was like, these sound like shit. And I tried them and I reviewed them, and I'm like, these sound like shit. And everyone freaked out on me. And I went, but you know, this is what the pair I got. Months later, someone else said, hey, I have these two headphones, and I also have the 380 Pros. You want to try them again? I said, yes. Had to re-review the fucking headphones. So yeah, our hearing could be off, but every particular set of headphones, you could literally get a bad one.
That's true.
I know they're not. When I got the
suspicions that I
660s,
got bad DT 770s.
when I got the 660Ss from the guy, he gave me a set. I fell in love. I ordered a set. I put mine on. I said, these don't sound right. So I started burning them in. And no matter how long I burned them in for, there was always something about that original set. And even debated if I should just give him the old switch. But I'm not a piece of shit, so I didn't do that. But it's like, there is just something that could be an inconsistency in the minutia of everything. And then you have a different set of headphones.
Right.
Like you were talking about inconsistencies with Odyssey, with left and right. That means if there's an inconsistency with left and right, then that means between pairs there could be an inconsistency. So what one reviewer hears and what I hear could be completely just skewed. Like maybe there's a semblance that isn't there. So it's all taken with a grain of salt. I would need 10 pairs from 6 different batches. I need to spend time with them all, break them all into the same music at the same time, same amps, and then I would be able to judge as an average of what they sound like. So
maybe we should make that an entire podcast subject, the process of evaluation, because that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of open doors though, because for example, what do you consider good highs compared to what I consider good highs?
Right.
We could take the
Mescaline.
same headphone, and you love the DT 990s, right? Or
You just love how you
1990s.
jumped right over that. Yeah.
What if I hate them? And
If you hate them, you're wrong.
no, but like I'm just asking, like it's a serious question. So you could say, oh, they have these amazing, immaculate, crystal clear highs, and I'd be like, yeah, they're clear, but I fucking hate them. Like you never know.
Yeah. Well, that comes down to sound signature preference.
Yeah,
I will say we are closing in. We're a little bit over an hour and a half now, so we probably should wrap this up soon.
how do we do this every week?
I don't know.
We don't have a title. If we're going to name this podcast, and we're not going to be able to get 40 minutes worth of content.
Please, we need names. Somebody put in a fucking name that we.
God
can
damn it.
pick. Just please.
We'll find a name eventually. Once we find a name, I'll put this on all these different podcast services everyone wants.
AnimeFunbags.org.
I'm telling you, we should do this before. We should do this not live, and then you should split it up in part 1, part 2, so you can post 2 every week, and then we can just.
Oh,
do
but
an
it's
hour and a half,
fun doing it
45 minutes.
live. It's
I
the
like doing
only
it
piece
live.
of content that I ever post that I don't have to sit and edit for hours.
That's
Yeah,
true.
because you're insane.
But, okay, the name
It's
is
just, it makes my life
The name
so
is-
nice.
I thought it was buttermilk, and I'm like, that's not bad actually. But it's buttermilk, and I'm like, nah.
Buttermilk.
Buttermilk, no. Help Baz. We will
I think
find a
I've
name
seen
for this
that
at some
before.
point. We really will.
one day.
I want it to be something. Here's the thing. Names, we're trying to do names that are not just audio related because we rant about all kinds of stuff.
Like,
So it can't
what are you
just be
talking about?
audio.
We're absolutely focused in this podcast. We definitely
Right,
weren't
like,
talking
we're so
about
off
whatever-
topic. It's just
I don't
a bunch-
even remember what we talked about in the middle, but it was something that was not audio related.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of guys that just kind of shoot the shit, and we talk about audio sometimes, and sometimes we talk about other things.
Shitshooters.com.
Shit shooters. Perfect.
I want to add on something that Metal said in the comments. I'm thinking about making my
Lolly
channel
Fun Zones,
just
yes.
live reviews. That'd be, I think that'd be kind of cool because I don't think there's anybody who really talks about it in a live way.
You know what's interesting is I tried doing that. I didn't actually stream it, but I made a bunch of B-roll
Can you
and
check
set up.
this podcast name right now? Digital Pimps. I'm not sure if it's out there. I think it is.
I don't know how to check it. I actually thought
check
about
either.
doing this where I was going to get a bunch of B-roll and sync it up to where I could click a button in OBS and it would start playing the B-roll and then have my intro and music and all that synced up and then just rant live and do it. But then I was like, it would always go wrong for me. So I'm just not going to do that.
Medicine asks, does Fat have GoPro attached to his head right now? Who's Fat? I don't know anyone here named Fat.
Yeah, none of us use GoPros. What are you talking about?
Never
I
even
use the-
heard of a GoPro.
It's Josh. You're thinking about
Silver's way
Josh.
to go.
Josh uses GoPros, right?
Go amateur. Go
Z
amateur.
Metal Valor.
And Z's the one who uses a big DSLR and sits across the room and has holes in his
I
ears.
spend
Right?
hours a day editing like some project that I'm never
Oh
gonna
yeah,
release.
he edits so much.
I edit hard.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad. I've also heard
The
Audio
wavelength.
Fools.
Audio Fools, the wavelength. I like
Yeah, but we
wavelength
don't
'cause
just want to be about audio because, like I said, we rant about all kinds of bullshit.
if we do something to the word wavelength, the digital wavelength, because that could just be anything, or the popular wavelength, or the child trafficking wavelength. I mean, anything. Just put something in front of it.
DMS
This is gonna bug me.
Valour. Wow, that's the most goddamn generic podcast name ever.
Oof. DMS and his kids.
We
Perfect.
tried to do the DMZ, but the DMZ was taken. I was all for it.
And here's the thing: we got to be like, we don't want to be like a title that's going to be like, this is extremely vulgar from the get go, but at the same time, wave lasagna. Oh my god, I love that. I love it.
People would have to tune into that podcast.
Do you want to? Do you want to call it wave lasagna?
It's not the worst. Honestly,
I love that. Wave lasagna, man.
I mean, is it a cooking show? Is it about surfing? What is it? I mean, that might be the only podcast name that has ever been clicked on because what the hell is it?
I think wave
Rewind the
lasagna.
digital wave of new tech.
I think we should do it.
I mean, we're
wave
grumpy.
lasagna
We're
sounds
grumpy.
like
Wait.
like a
We're
porn
grumpy
star's
like
name for
Garfield.
Let's do wave lasagna. Let's give it a shot because I can. If I just
Oh
put
my
that on
God.
there, I'll just make weird thumbnails with lasagna in them and just post it on every streaming platform.
I mean, think about how many layers we have of lasagna.
How many layers of here? Even
just
with that,
reference
what if
food
we
as much as
eventually
we
will do a
can.
podcast special one day where we just like actually have everyone live in one room making lasagna?
Oh my god, the pasta wave.
Yep.
Jesus.
Pasta. You gotta say it with
Lasagna
two
wave.
ways.
Wave lasagna.
Pasta wave.
Scream for charity.
Should it be
We have to
lasagna
do
wave
that.
or wave
Scream
lasagna?
for charity.
Because
man.
wave lasagna is the one that. Wave lasagna
Zeos
sounds
is
probably
the
better
meat
than
of
lasagna
lasagna.
wave.
Wave lasagna. Wave lasagna is
Because
just
if it's
like,
lasagna wave, we can make vaporwave jokes in the aesthetic of the
said
title.
this too many times, it's losing its focus.
Well, here's the
We
thing:
have-
if it's
yeah, we
lasagna
have all
wave,
right
I can use
to
vaporwave
move away
visuals.
from audio names because we don't want to be held in. But we don't talk anything about food. Yet you want to name it after food.
All right, you know what? Here, I'm going to start a straw poll. While we're here on stream, I'm going to do a straw poll between wave lasagna and lasagna wave. I'm going to post the link in just a
That's fucking
second.
hilarious. Lasagna wave. Lost in the sauce. Chat disconnected, by the way. I don't know if that's just for me or what.
You're bad.
I'm bad.
Let's see. Lasagna.
Lasagna.
Sucks. Get the fuck
The
out of
question
here.
is, can people spell lasagna?
Lasagna.
You just have to say lasagna.
I've never been simultaneously disgusted and interested in any one thing.
That's what we want. That's what we're going for. That's our angle.
Lasagna.
All right, you ready? Everybody check the chat now for straw poll.
Oh my fucking god, man. Okay. Whoops. Error
Unable to connect the
404.
chat.
How long does it take?
Do I refresh? I'm gonna refresh the entire page. Maybe it's busted. Busted. There's no T.
What? Why is there a 404? Why can I not share
You
this?
fucked. Is a B out? I don't know. Look at the goddamn lettering.
You're
You
fired.
screwed up bad. You screwed up so bad.
Oh, it's
my
missing the
God.
last character, I think.
Oh, he's so bad. How is he so bad?
What? Why did I clicked share? It's just not working.
Oh, if you look at what pops up in the actual browser, it's like it's giving you this full like weird,
Yeah, you
percent EFF, percent BB, percent
See if
BF.
this link
what
works.
does that mean?
What about this guy commented error 404 to the podcast. That's
Okay,
not that bad.
just
Error
copy
404.
and paste without the http//. Just
Yeah,
just
great.
copy paste it with
This
this.
is the same problem we're having with hi-fi guides, by the way.
That only happens on streams, and the thing with hi-fi guides is people are just supposed to type in hi-fi-guides.com without the www.
But
That's
they
the
don't.
problem.
But I link it because the only way I can,
going
just like
anything.
this isn't a link. When people ask me where they should go,
Jammer
if I just type hi-fi-guides.com, it doesn't show up. So I type www.hi-fi-guides, and then it becomes a link. It has to still become a link, or no one's going to copy paste it because no one's going to copy paste it.
Well, right, Hi-Fi Guides works as a link, but you just have to do hifiguides.com without the www dot.
Should I post this? I'm gonna post this on my T reviews.
You know what? I'll put this in a few chats also.
I'll try moving the /R.
No, it works with the /R. Oh, what the fuck? Does it not now?
Never did.
It worked for me.
It works in Telegram because Telegram is superior to everything else on Earth.
No, it doesn't
Pin
work in Telegram
message.
for me. Why is this happening?
It works for me with HTTPS//www, the whole thing. I pinned it.
Okay.
Vote for podcast name. Well, we're probably going to end this podcast before this gets results.
Yeah.
Well, right now,
cares?
Lasagna Wave is in the lead over Wave Lasagna.
Lasagna.
Wait.
I kind of like Lasagna Wave because new retro wave is
now
like my
Lasagna
favorite
Wave is in the
genre.
lead by 54%. 56%.
Vote for podcast. Wave lasagna. I like lasagna. I honestly, I'm warming up to Lasagna Wave. This new retro wave ends in wave. I'm a big fan of like 80s retro music, and lasagna, fucking A. So I mean, this is perfect.
Can't beat that.
This is turning into a magical experience.
You guys ready to wrap it up?
Yeah, we're just about
What kind
getting
of names
there.
are those? The best kind.
All right.
the response.
Coming in the next episode of the
Enough also
podcast,
makes
we'll have a
sense.
name decided by then. And
It'll probably have something to do with lasagna or waves.
one of those two. Maybe. All right, guys. Well, this has been fun. This has been episode 7, and we will catch you next week on Wednesday.
All right.
Peace.
Bye bye.